With a fee-fi-fo and a hey and a ho and a fiddle and a diddle and a rhyme. The tale you're gonna hear happened such a long time ago. Once upon a time. Once upon a time. This is the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. Once upon a time, there was a lazy boy called Jack. "You're so lazy," said his mother Lily. "You never help around the house and you never earn any money to help pay your keep."
Sorry, Mum. I'll try harder,"
said Jack. "I should think so too. And you can start by going off to market and selling our cow."
"All right, Ma, all right. I'll do it right away,"
exclaimed Jack. "And make sure you get an excellent price," shouted Lily. As Jack was leading the cow to market, he met a strange little man with a huge grey beard and a crooked walking stick. "Oh, hello, young man. If you give me that cow, I'll give you something very special in return." And he produced a handful of beans from his pocket.
What are those, mate?"
asked Jack.
"These, sir, are magic beans. They have very powerful qualities." "Very powerful qualities? I like the sound of that. You've got yourself a deal, old man."
When Jack returned to his mother with just a handful of beans and no cow, she went absolutely ballistic. "You idiot!" she screamed. "Not only are you an idle imbecile, you'll also appear to be completely stupid." Then Lily grabbed the beans from Jack's hand and hurled them out of the window before breaking down in tears of despair. Oh, Jack, how did you turn out like this? If your father was alive today, he'd be turning in his grave." When Jack woke up the next morning, he ate his breakfast and went for a sad stroll in the garden. When he saw what was growing near the window where his mother had thrown the beans, Jack couldn't believe his eyes. A massive beanstalk had grown so high that it reached into the sky. In fact, it was so tall that it disappeared into the clouds.
"Oh, my word,"
said Jack.
"The old man wasn't lying. They certainly are magic beans."
Feeling adventurous, Jack climbed the beanstalk, and when he got to the top, he found a strange desert island situated just above the clouds. On the island was a massive house with a huge wooden door.
"Oh, I think I'm going to find out who lives in there. It's getting a little dark and I need somewhere to sleep,"
thought Jack. When he knocked the door, an old woman greeted him.
"Oh, you must leave at once," said the old woman. "For if you stay, my husband will eat you up, as he is a giant ogre who loves gobbling up little boys." "Oh, no," said Jack. "I don't like the sound of that, but I'm very tired and I've nowhere else to go." "Oh, well, you better sneak in then," whispered the kindly old lady, and she introduced herself as Maud. The old lady took Jack into the kitchen and gave him a slice of slightly mouldy lemon meringue pie. As he began to eat it, the floor started to rumble. "Oh dear," explained the old lady. "It's my giant ogre husband, Herbert. He's woken up from his sleep." "Oh no," cried Jack. Maud heaved up the lid of a giant bread bin. Quick, young man, hide in here and don't utter a word. Shh, now." Just as she closed the lid, the evil giant ogre entered the kitchen.
"Fiddly-diddly-fi-fo-fum, I sense that a little boy has come. Fee-fi-fo-fum, flim-flam-flu, I'll crush his bones so to make a stew." "What's cooking, old hag?"
roared the giant ogre.
"What you can smell is a broth I'm cooking. I'm trying out a new recipe, you see. It was going to be a surprise, so I hope you like it. Give me 5 minutes and I'll serve it to you," said Maud to the ogre.
"Very well. I'll be back in 10 minutes while you prepare this new dish of yours. And it had better be good, woman, or I shall have one of my notorious tantrums."
As he left the kitchen, Maud quickly rustled up a broth on the stove using turnips, carrots, eyes of parrots, butterfly snails, and puppy dog tails. When the giant ogre came back, he devoured the entire meal in a matter of seconds.
"That was hardly a wonderful surprise. Bring me my golden goose at once, woman."
"Oh, very well," replied Maud. "I'm sorry you didn't enjoy the meal."
"Just do as you're told, and bring me my goose,"
shouted the ogre.
"Oh, okay,"
said his nervous wife as she scurried off to fetch his goose. When Maud returned, Herbert grabbed the goose from her. He fixed his stare straight into the petrified bird's eyes and he shouted,
"Fee-fi-fiddly-fow, lay your master a golden egg now!"
Jack, who was peering under the lid of the bread bin, was amazed to see the goose produce an egg that was made of solid gold. And a minute later, on the ogre's orders, it laid no less than 12 golden eggs. Laughed Herbert.
"I love being mega rich. Now I need to sleep off that awful meal. Come with me and prepare my hot water bottle at once, old woman,"
he barked. Once Herbert and Maud had left, Jack leapt from the bread bin and he stuffed his pockets with the 12 golden eggs. Then he picked up the goose and he ran out of the house as fast as his legs would carry him until he reached the beanstalk and he started to climb down. When he reached the bottom, Jack presented his mother with the goose along with the 12 golden eggs.
"I told you those beans were magic,"
said Jack. "Well, you're right on this occasion," replied his mother. "And I know that goose because it was stolen from your late father by a wicked giant ogre many moons ago." From then on, the goose's ability to lay golden eggs made Jack and his mother very, very wealthy indeed. But Jack remained a curious kind of boy. One day, as he strolled in the garden near the beanstalk, he felt the urge to climb to the top once more and visit the island again. As he trundled across the sand, he bumped into Maud.
"What brings you back here?"
she inquired, with an element of surprise in her voice.
"Curiosity,"
said Jack.
"My mum tells me your husband stole that goose from my dad." "I had a feeling it was your father,"
said the little old lady.
"Herbert's a very, very wicked old ogre." "Where's Herbert now?"
asked Jack.
"He's out searching for that goose," replied Maud. "What's more, he blames me for leaving the kitchen door open. I knew you'd taken the goose, but I don't begrudge you now that I know for sure Herbert had stolen it from your father."
Maud took Jack into the kitchen and served him up some leftovers from another broth she had made for the giant ogre.
"Bleh. Yeah, the ogre's correct about her cooking,"
thought Jack as he discreetly spat out a spindly spider in an earwig.
"But I shall be polite and I shall eat it just a little bit." "Oh, how was my special broth?" inquired Maud. "Oh, it was delicious, but I'm afraid I couldn't eat any more," replied Jack.
Then, suddenly, there was a familiar rumbling sound as the giant ogre entered the house.
"Fee-fi-fiddly-foy, I smell the blood of an English boy. Be he from Peckham, Colsulton, or Narnia, I'll crush up his body and make a lasagna."
Once more, Jack found himself hiding in the bread bin. As Herbert entered the kitchen, Maud begged him to calm down.
"Oh no, not that awful dish again!"
bellowed Herbert as he sat down and finished off the remnants of Jack's repugnant supper. Then he let out a huge belch and hollered,
That was absolutely disgusting, woman! Now fetch me my money bags. I want to count my gold coins.
A petrified Maud left the kitchen and came back with several money bags. As Herbert counted his gold coins, he laughed out loudly.
I may not have that prize goose anymore, but I'm still extremely rich.
Then Herbert the giant ogre fell asleep in his chair, leaving the money bags on the kitchen table.
I believe he stole these money bags from your father as well, for I know it came from the same person that owned the goose, whispered Maud. You'd better take the coins and leave as fast as you can. Oh dear, these bags are quite heavy. I'll have to help you carry them.
When they got as far as the beanstalk, they heard the roaring voice of the giant ogre.
Fee, fi, fo, fum! I have a plan, for I smell the blood of an Englishman. And now my wife has betrayed me too. I'll mince them both up for a mighty fine stew.
Precariously, Maud and Jack managed to slither down the beanstalk, holding the bags of gold in their arms. But Herbert the giant ogre was following them.
When I catch you, I'm going to gobble you both up,
he snarled. But as soon as Jack and Maud got to the bottom of the beanstalk, Jack's mother, Lily, was waiting with an axe. She chopped the beanstalk down, causing Herbert to fall head first. He screamed before he met a prickly end as he smashed through the greenhouse in the garden, sticking to a cactus. "Well, that's the end of that, silly Herbert," said Lily.
Hey, Mum, I'd like you to meet my special friend, Maud. She's been so helpful to us,
said Jack. Lily thanked Maud for all her help and invited her to stay as long as she liked.
As long as she don't cook any more broth,
laughed Jack. "Cheeky young man," said Maud. And they all lived happily ever after.